G'day, I'm Greg and welcome to Ferrari Shed Performance. Just a quick video to explain why you haven't heard much from me recently. Life's busy, very busy. Behind you, and I'll probably give you a couple of shots of it in the moment, there's my new flow bench is in progress. I've got more work than I want to fantasize about. It's excessive is a good way of putting it. Yeah, I can't keep up with what's going on, and hence the reason that the YouTube channel has slipped into the background a bit. This is Sunday morning. What have we got? 20 past 10, and was it 15th, 16th of November, whatever it is, somewhere around there. And I'm about to start taking C's head studs out of a Ferrari V8 block. I've got better things to do on Sundays, but apparently some customers' cylinder head studs take priority over that. One of those things would be working on my flow bench. But what we'll do is we'll give you in a little bit, I'll pause you, and don't bother telling me about the disgusting pigsty the workshop is. It's driving me insane, and I'm at the point at the moment where what I'm having to do, yesterday I was making custom head bolt inserts for an engine. We were making up some blanking plugs for for injectors when I'm taking them out of certain vehicles. When I get to the very bottom and the injectors are seized, these are diesel injectors, and the injectors are seized in the hole, and we've got the nozzle out. Then I'll put a plug down the bottom of the hole that fits into the cap nut, so that the cap nut is this bit here that holds the injector nozzle on. We might do a video on that if I get it on basic injector engineering, very basic injector engineering, if I get enough people ask. But so I make up a plug that goes down the bottom of the hole, so we don't drop metal fragments in the engine while we're getting the rest of the cap nut out. I've got a procedure that's quite unique, but it gets them out and it saves pulling cylinder heads. It's not cheap, but it's a fraction of the cost of pulling a cylinder head. But anyway, what we will do, so we make those plugs up, we hammer them in. They're an interference fit, so tolerance has got to be right on the money. And yeah, what it does is save people a lot of money. That said, I'll pause you and we will take some video of how the flow bench is progressing. And it's got a kind of sort of a flat surface on it, so the kind of sort of flat surface gets used as a workbench and a storage bench. And yeah, you'll see. Time to pause you. Okay, so we're going to have a bit of lens flare to deal with. This here is the fan setup. Let's shift that out of the way. These here are the fans on my flow bench. Hydraulically driven, and tough luck. Feel free to complain about me walking around, but you get what you get. And I'll come down here a bit. Those four fans between them should give me 1000 CFM at over 100 inches of water, which in theory we should never use the 1000 CFM at 100 inches, but it'll give me a bit. This here will be the intake chamber, so the intakes of these four fans will eventually end up connected to here, and the blue one that you see up the back, which we are walking to now, this is where the cylinder heads will get tested. Adapter plate sitting on there, touch over 6-inch hole. But remember, the head adapters have got to go on there yet. And I'm just shifting stuff out of the way. Try not to throw everything on the ground. That's over 400 millimeters in diameter in there, in the inlet chamber. You'll notice these big knife valves. They will be running from the intake and the exhaust chambers. They're 6-inch. They will be controlling whether we're going through flow sensor or wherever. So the flow sensors have still got to be built. The little 3-inch ones here, they're going on the outlets of the fans, which are under here. So we'll put them on the outlets of the fans. The intention is for all these knife valves to be air operated. And as you can probably see in the back there, we have the Ferrari block sitting there waiting for my attention. So there's a quick summary of some of what's going on. I'll just put you on pause again. Okay, quick discussion of what else is coming up. I've shot the videos, but I haven't had a chance to look at them and proof them. So whether I will reshoot them or just publish, put them together and put them up, I don't know yet. But what's coming up is there is a video on engine lubrication. More so to do from the technical point of view. What I'm going to be talking about, or what I am talking about in the video is horsepower being used by the oil pump. Oil flow through an actual engine. What's happening? Why you get big horsepower differences by changing oil pressure, or by changing the amount of oil in a crankcase in the sump. So that covers that. There's also, to follow that, there's a cylinder head architecture video. And by architecture, what I'm talking about is how port arrangement affects airflow through cylinder heads, and therefore it affects camshaft design. Now, there's no maths. In the cylinder head video, there's no maths. In the oil pump video, there's a little bit of maths, but I've already done it, and it's pretty basic. So you can just listen to the numbers, and there's enough numbers in there to paint you a picture, but hopefully not to drown you. So anyway, that's what's coming up. After that, there's a couple more videos that I want to do. Might do a slightly more in-depth video on the flow bench once we get that cleaned up. And it's cleaned up, all the stuff off the top of it. We might touch on that a bit. This flow bench that will be 36 horsepower, 36 hydraulic horsepower, will be on that bench. So that'll make it quite a bench. And we'll talk about some of the other bits and pieces and why I'm doing it this way. But anyway, not a problem. Thank you very much. Again, my apologies for not having published, produced, put out some videos. The intention was to be trying to put out at least one video a month, preferably once a fortnight in my fantasies. And just remember, boredom is something I fantasize about when I get time. Thanks for watching.